Good afternoon and welcome to Life Lessons with Doris. I'm Doris. Today I want to discuss the continuation of the recap about my experience in the health science tech class in high school and about my career interests, which is part of Life Lessons, the learning experience. Today's topic is about my experience. I mean, the lessons that I have learned about my career interests and my experience in the CTED Health Science Technology Program Part 2. I remember several years ago, which was 20 years ago, it was January 7, 2002. I sat down with my mom while I was eating my dinner. I told her there's something different that I have to tell you. It's about the program. She said, "What programs?" And I asked her, "Do you know those CTED programs, Health Science and Food Production at Shopstone?" And she said, "What about it?" I told her that I wasn't interested in those programs because the truth was that I'm not interested in nursing or other careers in the healthcare field. Neither I'm interested in culinary nor other careers in the food service industry. Those are the careers that I'm not interested, which I told her. And I've told her that I'm interested in fashion design, clerical, but I didn't mention entrepreneurship. When I told my mom those things, she got upset. I mean, she yelled and she told me to leave her room, blah, blah, blah. And looking back at that is that I should have told her before she changed my school, before she withdrew me from my home high school, Westbury, to transfer me to Sharpstown for the CTED Health Science Technology class, is that I'm not interested in healthcare. I mean, I should have told my mom is that I'm not interested in the healthcare field. Neither I'm interested in careers in the food services industry. And even when she first told me about the program several years ago, which was 23 years old, back in 1999, when she came to my middle school for an RIEP meeting in Welch Middle, which she heard about the CTED Health Science Tech and Food Production programs that were offered at Sharpstown when my teacher at Welsh Middle, Miss Josie, told her about those things. And my mom asked me, "Do you want to be a nurse?" I said no. Looking back, and I should have told my mom that I'm not interested in careers in the healthcare field, neither that I'm interested in careers in food service industry, and that's what I should have, done. And what I've learned is to just be honest with yourself about what career interests, which I've discussed in my previous videos. If you lie to yourself about my career interests, you'll be screwed. You will be feeling miserable and unhappy. Unhappy. And I have even remember on mid April of or late April of 2002, after my mom discussed with me that I was gonna continue with Sharpstown until I graduated. She asked me, "Do you wanna switch health science tech to food production or continue with the health science tech class?" And I told her I just wanted to switch food because I want to learn how to cook. And she said that I might gonna be around the food and gain weight and the food production would not be a good course for me. And she asked me, "You're not learning anything in health. How come? You made good grades in health science." And I should have told her it's not that I don't like the health science tech at Sharpstown. The CTED Health Science Tech was a good program at Sharpstown. But the truth was that I'm not interested in careers in the healthcare field. And that's the reason why. And that's why I needed to change my high school, Sharpstown, to Westbury High School. And that's what I should have told her so she understand. Even that she said that I'm gonna continue with Sharpstown, but I should have told her so she understand that. Now that I move on to something else, I want to talk about my experience in the health science tech at my high school, Sharpstown. I remember in my senior year, it was in my health science technology 2 class. My classmates and I went to Bel Air Medical Center for clinical training. And we were, working in one of the patients. We were bathing the patients, and I noticed one of the patients we were working on has a tracheotomy tube. It was a lady who was in her early or mid 50s, and seeing her like this was so scared, and I was sad. I almost cried, and one of my classmates in health science cried. And I felt sorry for that lady. Seeing a patient like this in that condition was scary, and it's depressing because I don't want to end up like that. I want to take care of myself. Looking back made me realize that the healthcare field isn't for me, which I knew that. And I knew before I transferred to Sharpstown High for the CTED Health Science Tech class. And I remember when I saw the patient, I say to myself, if I'm not interested in careers in healthcare, I wouldn't have come to Sharpstown. I would have stayed in West Bay, and that's where I belong. And what I learned is you have to be honest with yourself about courageous. Don't lie to yourself, because if you lie to yourself, you screw it. And that's how it has landed me. And I say to myself, I should have stayed in West Bay, and that's where I belong. That's what I have learned from the experience. And I even remember it at my, I mean, I remembered in my freshman year at Westbury High School, I attended my art IEP meeting. Ms. Miles, who was the special ed chairperson at Westbury, asked me what career I'm interested in. She said nursing. I said yes. Then Ms. Miles mentioned that they have a nursing program at Sharpstown High, which was the CTED Health Science Technology class. And my mom told her at my art meeting that she heard about the program from one of my teachers at Welch Middle School, which is called Career and Technical Education for Students with Disabilities. That's what she told my mom. Then Miss Miles told my mom that she'll call the Southwest District Special Ed office. So HISD Southwest District Special Ed Office. Westbury is located in the Southwest region in HISD. And I remember that Miss Miles mentioned that they're gonna do a transfer art at Westbury than the annual art at Sharpstown. But the truth was that I'm not interested in careers in healthcare. And looking back, and I should have told Miss Miles that I'm not interested in careers in healthcare when she asked what career you interested in nursing. I should have said no, that I wanted to go into business as to become an entrepreneurship, and that's what I should have said in the art meeting. Art meeting. And the reason why I didn't say that, because I didn't I didn't want to hurt my mom. I was trying to respect her and her wishes. And what I learned is not about hurting my mom nor respecting my wishes. It's about being honest and expressing yourself in common sense, because it is my life. It is my future. And that's what I have learned from experience. And I remember that I have shared you in part one of the video, the reason about why my mom sent me to Sharpstown High School is because she was looking for resources that can help me, seek employment despite my disability, which includes vocational training, vocational placement, and career prep. And that's why she sent me to Sharpstown. It's not because she wanted me to go into healthcare. It was more than that. But she encouraged us to go into healthcare field, uh, which was my siblings and I, but we're not into that. And that's the thing. And I've even remember I say to myself, I have to fight for it because I need to be at Westbury. That's where I belong. But Sharpstown High was a great school, but I'd rather be at Westbury, and that's where I belong. And I remember that I wrote a letter to my mom to tell her the truth about it so she understands. And when I and when I look back at that, it made me realize that I didn't lie to her. I lied to my career. Just she was upset that I read the letter. It shows that she wasn't going to change my school, and I should have, listened to Miss Williams, who was my ward geography instructor at Sharpstown, when she told me that she wasn't going to change my school. And I say to myself, I'm not gonna fight for this anymore. I'm just gonna do what my mom said is to, continue with Sharpstown and with the health science tech class over there until I graduate. Then after college, I can do something else. Then after I finished high school and completed the health science technology program, I did something else in college. I studied, business administration in at Moreno Valley Community College, which is under the Riverside Community College District. Then after that, I transferred to California State University, San Bernardino, where I studied business administration with a concentration in entrepreneurship in hopes of starting a business. Business. That's what I studied. I remember several years ago, it was 3 years after I finished high school, was back in 2007. I talked to Miss Miles, who was the special ed chairperson at Westbury. I told her everything. I told her that I wanted to come back Westbury, but my mom said I should, continue with Sharpstown. That's what I could have done when my mom told me to tell Miss Jackson was the special ed that I said that she said I had to continue the Sharpstown. I would have called Miss Miles about that, but that's okay. I remember I told Miss Miles that I wanted to come back to Westbury, but my mom said that I have to continue with Sharpstown. And I told Miss Miles the reason about why my mom did not transfer me back to Westbury because I lied to myself about my current just not my mom, which was the reason why. And I explained the reason why that she didn't change my school was the registration process, which was held at Sharpstown High School cafeteria. The late registration took 3 to 6 hours, which made her school miss her work. And I also told her about what happened in my art meeting that was the night that my mom said that I should continue with Sharpstown. And Miss Miles understood and she asked that I'm working. I said, not well, I'm at school just completing a vocational certificate program so I can get a job with the help of Department of Rehab here in California. She said you'll be okay. And Miss Miles understood. Stood. What I have learned from this experience is honesty, express myself, and common sense. And also, what I learned, don't be like your friends. Be yourself. Don't worry about what they do and focus on your own life, not others. If I if I don't want to go into healthcare, that's my choice. And that's what I've learned from experience. And not to listen about what other people say and all that, because some people are idiots. The reason why I'm saying that because I was teased by one of my classmates who called me name stupid retarded and made me realize that person is not worth it. And she was a bully and I forgive her about what she did. But what I learned is to just ignore certain people because they're gonna bring you down. It's gonna have a negative effect on my life. You have to think positive. If I don't if I didn't want to go into nursing, that's my choice, and that's what I learned from my experience. Experience. And what I learned is to be yourself, not to imitate others. And that's what I learned. I hope you enjoyed this video. And thanks for watching.